buildings designed in Spanish colonial revival style by Seattle architects Saunders and Lawton, and grounds and landscapes by the Olmsted Brothers, the same firm behind some of the most well-known parks in the country. You'd think I would be describing a country club or a resort, but I'm not. I'm describing the Northern State Hospital, which opened in 1912. It was designed to offer more than a building full of rooms for patients to be locked away. Instead, it sat on 700 acres of working farmland. Crops, cattle, barns, and dairy. Patients worked on the farm and in workshops as part of occupational therapy, which doctors believed helped recovery. At its peak, the dairy farm was one of the largest west of the Mississippi. The labor also made the hospital nearly self-sufficient and even produced food for other state institutions. Of course, with a mental hospital, we need to take into account how the definition of insane was pretty broad back then. People were committed for things like alcoholism or women simply going through menopause. And like most psychiatric hospitals of the era, Northern State used treatments we now recognize as harmful, including electroshock therapy, lobotomies, and sterilization. These were considered standard practices at the time. At its peak in the 1950s, around 2,700 people lived here, across a campus of more than 100 buildings. The hospital closed in 1973 due to state budget cuts, changing mental health policies, and new psychiatric medications that reduced the need for large institutions. The farmland is now the Northern State Recreation Area, which is open to the public. The campus is state-owned and listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Most of the hospital buildings are gone, but a few farm structures are still standing, drawing explorers and vandals who unfortunately paint graffiti. It has also developed a reputation as one of Washington's most haunted locations, which draws curious visitors and ghost hunters. And near the parking lot, a small cemetery. At least 1,500 people who lived and died here are buried on that ground. No headstones, and until recently, no record anyone could find of who they were.